Hey Tabafet, you join me just outside of Makhanda. I'm making my way to Kelston's Volkswagen, where the guys have invited me to shoot this. Yep, this is the T6.1 Caravelle, or if you're from Kasi, the Karakara. So yeah, let's jump right in. Welcome to this week's video. While we make our way to the location where I'll be shooting the vehicle, let's get the history out of the way, shall we? So seeing that this is the 6th generation, what about the generations that came before? Well, the first generation dates as far back as the 1950s. Globally, Volkswagen has sold over 12 million units of its transporter range. That is 10,000 since the vehicle was launched in SA in 2015. And as the name suggests, here we have the facelift of the 6th generation model, hence T6.1. It is being built in the city of Hanover in Germany. Locally, it was introduced in August of 2020. For the launch, Volkswagen invited the media to Gqeberha. And now we're here. Welcome to the 1820 National Settlers Monument. On the exterior front, and let's get this out of the way before we get far with this segment of the review. If we were in a position of purchasing the Caravelle, we would not necessarily choose it in this reflex paint. Part of the reason for this is because we feel this color hides some of the finer details about the vehicle. So instead, we would go for the Heritage two-tone paint option. Not only does it tip the hat to the vehicles that came before, but it also adds a bit of class to the equation. But then again, that's just our personal preference. So the T6.1 sports a new grille, some chrome elements which run into the headlights. These feature LED daytime running lights. There's also a 4Motion badge tucked neatly somewhere there. Lower down, there are color-coded bumpers, LED fog lamps, and a black plastic surround. As standard, the vehicle comes factory-fitted with 17-inch Woodstock alloy wheels, but then Volkswagen offers 2 more wheel designs to choose from. And let's talk dimensions quickly, because in a vehicle of this size, those matter. So the Caravelle sits 1.9 meters tall, 5 meters long, and the wheelbase is an exact 3 meters. Viewed in profile, you'll note the already mentioned 17-inch alloy wheels. Just behind the headlights, there's a Caravelle badging in chrome, and running along the length of the vehicle is a side sill, also in chrome. At the rear, there are LED taillights, that 4Motion badging, Caravelle lettering, also in chrome, and a tailgate which opens up to over if we fold the rear bench flat. But if we're being honest, that's never going to be the case, especially if the vehicle is used for what it's meant for, and that is carrying the whole family around. But on the positive side, just below the third row, there's a triplet of drawers which add to the storage space. Jumping at the front of the vehicle, well, you have the same stuff you would expect from any VW. You have a multifunction steering wheel, you have a digital instrument cluster right next to it, there is a 10.25 main infotainment system with navigation. The seats in themselves are captain's chairs, and what that means is that they have armrests and they have electrical adjustment. Your gear lever for the 7-speed automatic transmission is on the front fascia, and so too are the controls for your air conditioning and park assist buttons. Other noteworthy features here include electrical windows, wireless app connect, USB ports, electronically adjustable windows which are also heated, roof-mounted vents for your rear occupants, Nappa leather for your seats and your steering wheel, and an abundance of storage spaces dotted around the front of the vehicle. And because the Caravelle can now be had with adaptive chassis control, the driver can cycle through the vehicle's driving modes. Accessing the rear is done by pressing on these one-touch sliding doors. And as a side note, I found myself playing with these quite a lot on the day of shooting the Caravelle. And once the door is out of the way, you have this lounge-like area to accommodate your friends on that weekend away trip. This setup is achieved thanks to the middle row of seats which move up and down and swivel around to turn this space into a lounge-like area. And then between these seats is a table which can move into different positions in this space. It can be positioned centrally for everyone to use, or you can move it closer to any of the 4 seats to use as a workstation. And seeing that I had skipped breakfast earlier, that is exactly what I did. And I enjoyed my first meal of the day in a Caravelle. And again, just like in the front, storage space is even more at the back here. There are cup holders on the doors, the chairs, there are drawers underneath the chairs, even the table has its own cup holders. And right at the bottom of the table, there's more storage space. And seeing that the vehicle is practical, versatile with all these features, it somehow does it an injustice to be here all by myself. I somehow wish that VW could loan me this vehicle so I can review it properly, by filling it up obviously with people. Standard safety and convenience features in the Caravelle include the following. That is ESC, hill descent control, hill start assist, post-collision braking, a tire monitoring system, lane assist, park assist, trailer assist. Obviously you can't mention any of those without a reversing camera. There's side protection, there's rear traffic alert, crosswind assist, and blind spot monitoring. The engine fitted to the Caravelle is a 2-liter, 4-cylinder, twin-turbo diesel engine. It makes 146 kilowatts and 450 Newton meters of torque. All the power is transferred to all 4 wheels through Volkswagen's 4-motion all-wheel drive system. It uses a 7-speed automatic transmission and the fuel tank is 80 liters. Filling it up will require you to pay roughly around 1,700 rands. The manufacturer claims an 8.3 liters of fuel consumption per 100 kilometers. So our unit here is priced at around 1,500,000 rands. And as far as rivals are concerned, you can look at the following. That's the Hyundai Staria, the Kia Carnival, and the Mercedes-Benz V-Class. And here's how much you can expect to pay for a brand new Caravelle in 2025. The vehicle is sold with a 5 years, 60,000 kilometer maintenance plan, a 3 years, 120,000 kilometers warranty, a 12-year anti-corrosion warranty, where services are scheduled at every 15,000 kilometers or annually. And the service plans for the rivals? Well, first off, for the Mercedes-Benz, everything is optional, as you'd expect from a Mercedes. The Kia comes with a 6 years, 90,000 kilometer service plan, while the Hyundai is class leading in this case with its 7 years, 105,000 kilometers service plan. And this is only offered for the top of the range 2.2 diesel luxury variant. Alright, before we go, did you know that sometime during the week Volkswagen held its VW Indaba conference down in Carriega, the home of VW, where the company was sharing some of its plans and the models which they plan to introduce to the local market sometime this year. And so relevant to this review, the one model that they did make mention of is the 7th generation Transporter model. And as you've guessed it, it'll be called the T7. They plan to introduce some of the variants sometime this year, some of which will be introduced next year. So do look out for that. Volkswagen reports that it will come in a variety of engine options from 81, 110 up to 125 kilowatts. Obviously, this will depend on the body style which you go for, as there's quite a few to choose from. But anyway, that is it for this week's video. Massive thanks to Amakrotman from Volkswagen Makhanda. And thanks to you for making it this far in the video. And if you haven't liked or subscribed, please consider doing so. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care.